we're just Geeks, and we're here today to talk about the Vampire Diaries, The Reckoning, and when an episode is called The Reckoning, you know a lot of stuff is gonna happen.
Or at least a lot of stuff should happen.
So
when
I saw the previews for The Reckoning, I'm like, oh, Elena's trapped, there's a timer, Stefan has to eat her, and I'm like, this looks dramatic, but there's still a part of me still saying a wee bit like, I'm still not as intrigued with Stefan as like some other, like some interesting things are happening, but it was like, is this gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like solely about them, and Elena was gonna keep like saying lines like, our love can prevail, and like other stuff like that. I don't know. They can get mopey, but everybody was really, really involved, and what ended up happening to Stefan was uber interesting, so I guess I will stop talking about how boring it is, because by the end of the episode, things had completely shifted. It was like watching the show from the beginning, but Stefan was like where Damon was, and Damon is, you know, like...
Well, there's stuff, like, they totally switched places. I think, which is what the fans were kind of waiting for the whole entire time.
Well, I don't think Elena fans like that much. I think they're like, this is character assassination.
I'm sorry, but I think I think Elena fans kind of overpower.
I think so
Elena
too.
In a way.
What I'm reading on YouTube, people are complaining and stuff. Elena's like, Elena like, we want them back now. And Elena people reply, we've waited all this time. Shut up and give us some time. And it's like, just let us have some time. You had your time. You had all these seasons. Let us have this moment. So.
Yeah, I mean, the whole episode was kind of interesting. And then you found out that, you know, Elena's blood was the key and that she wasn't supposed to die. Because I was just thinking, like, there's no way for her to get out of this alive. Mm-hmm. But then they flipped it. And, like, no, it was her blood. And Klaus is very smart. Like Katherine was saying, I think the episode before, is that Klaus is way smarter than you can think he is. And so for him to think that, you know, come up with that was pretty darn
So
brilliant.
Elena is safe. And I guess her only real leverage is, like, I'll turn to a vampire if you don't back off, you know, or something to that regard, but she really seems like anti turn to a vampire, so.
Yeah, and Matt, you know, he did the whole almost commit suicide type thing.
I like that he had the conversation with Bonnie earlier about the pool, and it was just foreshadowing of things to come.
Yeah, I just, you know, and then he, you know, had the almost near-death, I guess did have a near-death experience, so now he could, you know, talk to Vicky. And so they turned Tyler into a hybrid.
I expected that he would turn to one.
And if he's a hybrid, does that mean he's stronger and faster than Caroline as well? Or does he just have those powers?
Oh, I don't know. Is he stronger and faster than Damon? He's obviously, you don't want to mess with him because he can kill vampires with his, you know, werewolf bite, so he's pretty darn dangerous.
Yeah, and Rebecca is just like become this like evil minion.
She is an evil minion. She's like an evil minion high school girl. Like as soon as she showed up, I'm like, and said something to Caroline. At first, I'm like, oh, please don't kill Caroline. But then I'm like, why would they keep Caroline alive? And I was thinking they're about to do the whole ritual over again.
Yeah, I started thinking that too. That they're gonna do the ritual all over again. But I mean, it kind of showed that Klaus was kind of suspicious from the beginning, a little bit of the whole thing and what went wrong. And then he, you know, said that the original witch, you know, did the spell. She always hated him. And I'm very curious.
Thought things through prior.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's very interesting.
It's a good thing he didn't kill Elena as soon as he got there.
Yeah, it really is. But like Katherine said, he's really smart. And so every time they bring up the past and what the originals, and any little trinket that we find along the way, it's very interesting because, you know, he didn't really have a choice to become what he is. I mean, his mother cheated on his father with another person and curses beget. So I wonder what he did, you know, to make the original witch hate him, or did she just always knew what he becomes, so she just always hated him?
And well, there's also a thing of the balance, though. They said I guess they didn't want something that powerful to exist. But then you question, what about this Michael character?
Yeah.
Who's Klaus is afraid of. So I was really kind of freaked out at the end when Elena they were taking blood out of her, and then
very creepy even.
Yeah.
she's like, oh, just rest.
And she's like, no.
It was very creepy.
When she got back home and Damon was like, here, drink this, and they gave her some alcohol, my sister Angelina's like, and you guys want him with her? How much blood did she just lose? And he's giving her alcohol. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's bad.
It's bad, it's a TV show.
Yeah, I'm like, and this dummy's taking it too.
Yeah, she is. And I guess the biggest thing that a lot of fans were talking about was the fact that Klaus compelled Stefan to not care anymore. And
well, that was a big game changer.
It really was, and I think it just made the show so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Did you know that, like, the top?
Because then you're like, even though this is character assassination, it's like, well, humanity is gone. So
yeah, the top tweet today was TBD is awesome, and I think it was last night. I mean, well, the night before too as well, but it carried on today, and so a lot of people were tweeting that. Some Glee fans were like, TBD is awesome, Glee is awesome. It's just like, Vampire Diaries.
Yeah,
Glee.
really.
But okay, really can't compare the two shows.
When Damon and Katherine were out on the road and he kissed her, I was just like, no, don't do it. What are you doing? And he's like, it doesn't do it for me anymore. And you know, so I was.
And she's all offended and
yeah.
stuff. Nina's such a great actress. She
Katherine
really is.
should have played with his heart. And when she's like, be smart, Damon, I know wouldn't do this. He's like, I wouldn't do it for you. And it was like, take that. But it's like, he totally died for you, so that's not true.
Yeah.
But
and so,
I'm glad that he's over Katherine and he's letting her know I like, you know, Elena more than
he doesn't like Elena. He loves Elena.
Well, yeah, he loves Elena. Well, he loved her too, but
And I'm just so glad that Jeremy is of more use this season. I really am. You know, to the point that he's getting kidnapped to be used. You know, that tells you that you're useful. Yeah. Someone's kidnapping you.
Because last season it was played up like he was going to be like so useful, and then it just didn't happen. So I'm interested in story this season, and I'm so glad to see Anna back. I
loved Anna.
We never should have killed Anna. Never. But it was a good episode.
Yes, it was. But anyways, tell us what you think. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks. And go to www.thegorgeousgeeks.com to visit our store. If you like some of our openings, you can purchase a download, or you can get t-shirts and mugs and keychains and chibi little vampire keychains, a bunch of other stuff. So,
do that.
Do that.
We command you.
Compel you.
Compel you. I wasn't going that far, but commanding is kind of far, but not to the compelling thing. Anyways.